Hey guys, it's Mr. Stark, and what I'm attempting to show you is the uh, parking garage circuit, slightly modified, and we're going to simulate this on my personal trainer. So once again, just to go over some of these earlier functions on here, to the left of this counter are where you place your inputs, and you can see that there's four general categories of inputs in this counter. There's a reset, which I've got put in as a start normally open push button, which will reset my counting preset back to 0 when I'm done. Then I have a set input, which I'm not using in this program. Then I have a count up. So let me bring this up again so it's not in the way. So if you notice, there's a CU. The CU here, I've got an input in series with that, and I'm using my limit switches on my personal trainer to represent that when a car passes by, let's just say it passes by a limit switch, which would actually be, some sort of input, and that's going to count how many cars go into the garage. I have the CD function, which is count down, so we're going to count the amount of cars leaving. I'm also using a limit switch to simulate that function. So input 1 will represent another limit switch. Then you see I've got two interlocks that are brake contacts, and if you notice the one that's in series with the cars going in, what allows me to count in because it's a closed contact or a brake contact. But when the garage becomes full, when I've reached my preset capacity of 5, what will happen is it's going to register through my output side of the counter, which is D, and you'll notice D stands for preset reached. So my preset, and this is 5, or the maximum amount of cars I want to put in my parking garage, are 5. And that also represents kind of like done. So just look at D as done. You've hit your preset value. When that does actually happen, it's going to energize my memory bit number 1, letting me know I have a full garage. Now memory bit number 1, when it gets activated, will then open this M1 contact, not allowing any more counting of cars to go in. At the same time that does that, you'll see that I have an M1 open contact here that I'm calling full garage. When that closes my coil for my full light, it's letting me know that my garage is full. I've hit my preset value and a light comes on. It's also going to, when the full light coil goes on, so letting me know that the garage is full, that Q0.1 will then close this contact that belongs to it and will allow a path for current flow to close my gate. So Q5 on my circuit is actually going to be used as one of my little motors in my personal trainer. My motor is going to represent the closing of a gate, because you would need a motor to close a gate handle. The opposite is true when I count back down. So when I go back up to the circuit here, when people start to leave the garage, it's going to be noted as E. So in this case, E is down counter. So down count means cars are leaving too. So let's just say everybody left the garage, all cars left the garage. I would get an empty garage status, because my memory bit 0 would then energize. If memory bit 0 energizes, I have an interlock in series with my cars going out, and it won't allow me to count down any further because all the cars are gone. So once MO gets energized, you'll see empty garage, which means, okay, we could probably take more cars. That will close, giving me an empty light, letting me know, okay, there's nobody in the garage. When Q0.0 energizes, because I'm going to represent that obviously with a light on my trainer, and Q00 gets energized, it's going to close that empty light contact, allowing me to open the gate. Because I have an empty garage, well, I'm going to open the gate. It allows that gate to then be opened when people count up. So that will be represented by another of my little motors in my personal trainer. And once that motor turns, it's representing that the gate is now opening. It's a very simplified version. I'm going to build on this with, I'm actually going to put carbon monoxide alarm. I'm going to put a comparison function in here. There's a few things I want to do to this, but for now you get the basic idea of how this circuit works. So now let's simulate this circuit and get this thing transferred over. So right now we got a good program. We're going to go to commission. Our controller's already there, so we're going to go to log in. I'm plugged in, so that's why that's that. And I'll walk you through the process, and you can see how this circuit's going to work. Right now I want to transfer from my computer to my PLC. Yes. And the next step is to start my controller. Here we go. Yep. And now I want to go to programming. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where my limit switches are. And I'm going to start counting cars in. I'm going to hit input 0. When I reach my preset value, you'll see the status of the output of the counter change. So right now in here, I have my input 1, which is my counting limit switch. I'm going to count up with this. I'm going to count down with that. You're going to see an indicator light come on when the garage is full, and you'll see this motor turn, letting me know that the gate is now closed. When I count back down with this, you'll then see another green light come on, indicating that my garage is now empty, and it'll allow this gate, this motor, to open this up. So let's walk through this. So right now I'm going to hit this switch. 1, you'll see my counter, you can probably hear the click. 2, 3, 4, 5. I've hit my preset value. It says full garage. I have a full light, and I'm going to show you right now. Let me go down. My gate is closed. So right now there's my full light letting me know garage is full and the gate is turning and it's closed. What I want to do now, simplify this circuit, is we could do one of two things. We could reset it, or I could just count down. So right now we hit our preset value. I'm going to come over to my limit switch, this one, to count down. Cars are leaving. Have to go past 0. You'll see I've got empty garage. I've got empty garage light is on, and what I could do down here is now it's allowing the gate, my gate is open for people to come through, and we're going to add more safeties and parameters to this. Obviously this is an early program. Come over here. Notice we have a different colored light on, letting us know that it's good to get in there because it's empty, and there's my gate is trying to open with that little motor. So obviously all of this is registering on the PLC too. So once again, if you're looking at the PLC, if I wanted to start counting up, you could see the inputs counting, and we could continue doing this circuit this way. What I'd like to do now, before I close on this video, is see how my preset value is at 2. Well, we want to bring that back, so I'm going to hit my reset button, and that brings it back down to 0. So that's the circuit, that's the trainer, and there's the PLC, all working together in unison. A very simple circuit, but you've got a good basic understanding of counters, and hope you enjoyed it. See you at the next video.